We start by importing Health Pro into the project. The next step is to add the health component to the player ship. And also to the meteorite. Afterwards we'll be adding the health modification volume to the meteorite to ensure it will do damage to anything that comes in contact with it. In this case we set the amount to 10 because this equals the player health, and we use apply continuous effect. We set the owner to the meteorite and we make sure it doesn't affect itself by toggling effect owner off, and we set the affectable tag to the player. We do the same thing for the projectile, but it will target meteorites instead. What we will do now is go to the player script and we'll make Health Pro responsible for calling all the methods. Include the lowscope.healthpro namespace. Next we'll implement the iKillable interface. And remove the system not implemented exception. And we will take all the code from the onTriggerEnter except for the compare tag and place it into the onDef method. This is all the code that gets executed once the player ship explodes. Afterwards we're going to open up the meteorite and do the same thing. Now that this is done, we can start implementing effects. So we go to the context menu, we select health, health effect, and we can select screen shake. I will now configure this based on the beginning demo, but you can do it however you like. Next we'll add the screen overlay effect and the display particle effect. Next we'll add the fade on invulnerable effect. And we'll also add the play sound effect. And we're also going to add the display health bar effect. So you'll see a health bar above the player. We will have to make some modifications to our health bar. We will have to rotate the health bar, mainly because the camera is facing down. So we'll rotate it 90 degrees. And we also turn off look at player camera. As a small modification, we'll also have to set the play sound effect to use global audio. The reason for this is when the player dies, all the sound will stop. So here we're gonna do a small test if it all works. And everything's going correctly. And now we'll be adding effects to the meteorite. We'll start with the flash renderer effect. Set the Fresnel power to 0.8. And then we'll add the punch scale effect. Make sure to set the owner to the meteorite itself. This will ensure the whole object gets scaled up and down. And we'll add the display particle effect. Assign the particles that we want to display once the meteorite has been damaged. And the particles we want to display once it has been destroyed. And finally we'll add the play sound effect. So let's give this another test. As you saw, we got killed right away, so we want to add invulnerability. We can do this by implementing the iDamageable interface, which will get called once we get damaged. And then we want to get the information, the cause. The cause will be, in this case, a meteorite, and we'll damage the meteorite by 10 points. We will pass the hit location. We will also pass the owner, in this case that's ship, to the meteorite. This is for callbacks. And finally we will make the owner invulnerable for 3 seconds. And we'll give it a test again. I hope this video has helped you and that you can put this asset to good use.